All right. Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. This is Rudy. Hey, I wanted to make a book recommendation before I get into this video. The book is titled An Understandable History of the Bible by Samuel Gipp. An Understandable History of the Bible by Samuel Gipp, and it'll give you all the history you need to know regarding how the Alexandrian cult has tried everything in their power to derail the masses of the people receiving the King James Bible. And one of the interesting points in this book is regarding the gunpowder plot, also known as Guy Fawkes Night. And Guy Fawkes is sometimes he's represented by that mask that Anonymous wears. And you guys know that I don't like Anonymous. I've already made a video on Anonymous. But the gunpowder plot occurred in 1605. It was an effort to try to assassinate all of Parliament and also King James. Well, see, the King James Bible came out in 1611. And I believe that the plot was to try to derail the effort of delivering and creating the King James Bible, but it failed. See, God did protect His Word. We got His perfect Word in English, exactly as He meant it to be, and it ain't using old archaic words. It's using the exact words that God wanted it to be. And I think the King James Bible is the perfect, infallible, inspired Word of God, exactly the way that He intended it to be. And I never drew the correlation before between Guy Fawkes, the gunpowder plot, and the thing that happened in 1605, trying to derail King James' effort to publish the King James Bible in 1611. And so in any event, that's just one of many things you'll get out of reading this book, and how the Roman Catholic Church has tried to keep the Bible from the masses of the people. And in any event, it's a very good book. I highly recommend you read it. So let's get on to the next topic. So there's a lot of people in the birther movement, or the constitutionalist movement, that are very happy about what Mitt Romney said recently. And I want to play you guys that clip, and I'll play it right now.
And let me play so that you can hear yourself, if you hadn't heard it already, exactly what he said.
Ann was born at Henry Ford Hospital. I was born at Harper Hospital. No one's ever asked to see my birth certificate. They know that this is the place that we were born and raised.
Sean, why did he go there?
To Michigan, because it's an important state, and it was where he's born. I know what I know what you're at. Look, it's a it's a lighthearted moment. He was stating a fact. He's proud of the fact that he was born in Michigan, that Mrs. Romney was born there, and I think anything more than that is taking it a little too far.
Okay, you guys saw that clip. Now, when I watch that clip, I just get sick to my stomach, man. It's like it's like the Lord said He'll spit the lukewarm out of His mouth. See, we have a usurper, a Kenyan-born usurper fraud who's been proven to put out a forged birth certificate by Sheriff Arpaio. Terry Lakin went to prison he was sentenced to prison for 6 months. And Darren Moran left the military because of what happened when he became aware of the fact that Obama put out a fraudulent birth certificate and is a foreigner, a usurper fraud, proven to put out a known forgery. And Mitt Romney thinks it's like okay to make a lighthearted joke about it. His spokesman went out and said, well, it's just a lighthearted joke. It ain't no lighthearted joke. It's not a joke. When Terry Lakin spent 5 months in prison, was sentenced to prison for 6 months, it's not a joke to have a usurper fraud to advocate Gay Month Day at the Pentagon, or Gay Month, a whole freaking month of celebrating queers and sodomites and screwing each other in the butt, and to have, that's celebrated at the Pentagon. It's not a joke to have this president to spend all of our grandchildren's money into oblivion and to bring us right at the edge of financial chaos. That's not a joke. And so when Mitt Romney and all the others clap and say, hey, he's a birther now, thank goodness we have Mitt, I'm sickened to my stomach. It's like somebody just raped our sister, right? We've got a usurper in charge of the whole country, and somebody walks up and says, well, I'm sure glad they didn't rape my sister. Well, hold on, buddy, this is my sister. This is my country, right? And it may not be a serious thing to Mitt Romney that we have a usurper, fraud, felon, semi-Muslim freak in charge of our military, in charge of the red button, in charge of our policies. but it's a serious thing to me. It may be a lighthearted joke to Mitt Romney, but it ain't no lighthearted joke to me, and it ain't no lighthearted joke to several other people who know what the heck is going on. And so I don't clap for Mitt Romney. He makes me sick to my stomach. I am glad that he said something, but he ain't going nearly far enough. And my understanding is, and I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, but Ron Paul probably gave his last political speech of any value or any high-level visibility last night. And did he say anything about the birth certificate issue? You know, look, the man has done more than I'll ever do in my lifetime. But you know, I just sickened by Ron Paul. I mean, he had a chance to say some truth before he departed on the stage, and he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything about the biggest constitutional crisis this country has ever faced, and he just walks off stage and refuses to talk about the fact that we got a foreign-born usurper, felonious forgery, fraudulent queer, Muslim, semi-Muslim queer in the White House, and he just walks off, doesn't say anything about it, and leaves Sheriff Arpaio hanging out to dry. Mitt Romney leaving Sheriff Arpaio hanging out I got no use for these mainstream politicians. They're lukewarm, and I think the Lord's going to spit them out of their mouth, and it ain't no lighthearted joke. That's the point I want to make, is when Mitt Romney makes a lighthearted joke about the fact that we got a usurper, felonious fraud in charge of our military. That's not a joke, Mitt Romney, right? You need to take it more seriously and show some true leadership on the issue instead of acting like Donald Trump and throwing rocks from the back of the pack. Why don't you get up in the leader of the pack, get your finger right in Satan's eye and say, you're a forger, you forged your birth certificate, it's been proven by Sheriff Arpaio, you're not eligible to be president, and this is a serious thing. It's not a lighthearted joke. That's what I got to say about that. May God bless and protect the righteous, and may he bring divine justice to the wicked.